One shot. Let's begin. Apple by Shirai Kayu and Amano Yoichi. Translated and uploaded by Project Vinland and Rilland. We see a lot of Rilland here. We love their stuff. We love Project Vinland. And we'll probably love Apple. So let's begin, everybody. Apple. Good evening, Grim Reaper Apple. So you're the serial killer everyone is talking about. Grim Reaper Apple, correct? I apologize that my guards were so rough on you. But you seem to be able to kill anyone regardless of security. And unless I was sure you didn't have any concealed weapons on you, I wasn't going to have this little chat. I am honored, Mr. President. I never thought I would get to speak directly with a national hero. You've killed a lot of people, from the Secretary of State, news reporters, bishops, even bosses of drug cartels. Am I next? What is your goal? Who are you working for? There was once a boy who lived in the far east, in the middle of a forest, and he found a magical spring. The spring was known as God's Fountain. Meanwhile, a war hero came to the village. General Bruno! General Bruno! Everything I do is for the good of the people. The boy showed the generals God's Fountain because he was a national hero. The boy only wished for everyone to have full stomachs, and he knew that the hero would be proud of him for his efforts. Oh, he cut him. Oh, well, yeah, he cut him. This hero was a careful man, cautious, thorough, and sensitive to threats. The cracks in the stone bridge, the water levels of the river due to the weather, the beasts that prey on others, terrified the man. He considered them all to be threats. This boy, those villagers, this village, this spring. What did they want out of it? Could they not use God's spring against their man and country? The hero killed everyone in that village. War hero Bruno suppresses rebellion on the eastern border. Oh, interesting. Mr. President, Mr. President. Don't worry about it. I'm sure it's just a coincidence your friends from back then are dying one after another. Who are you? It's funny. I thought I must have killed you all by now. I should have never told him about that spring. It's all my fault. Please, don't kill them. Somebody help me. Don't do it. Please, somebody, get rid of these guys. I see. So it seems it all led to this. I'm sorry, but I can't allow you to kill me. You will die right here and now. Just so you know, I got caught on purpose. Huh? You are a very cautious man. You're currently using 5 shadow clones, and the real you wouldn't show up until I'm captured and put to death. Am I right? Whoop. A knife? Where did he... President Almo Bruno, please, let me take your life. I promise I'll be quick. Boom. You're not running away because you want to kill me. The issue is, you're out of bullets. Jeez, what a hellish thing to do. Bloop, bloop. Did you remove the bullet? How unusual. It's red. Your blood still bleeds red. One time, when I was at the fountain, I wished for an invincible soldier. However, every soldier that came from it died normally, just like them. I know I could kill you too. I know that too. That man's 5 shadow clones. The real one had an entirely different voiced appearance. Cautious, thorough, sensitive to threats. You are the real Omo Bruno. Who gives a damn? I know you don't have any more weapons, and right now, you have no more bullets. It's all over. I don't think so. Take a good look. I really don't think so. Ah. Damn it! What is this? Look! My body can't move. I can't breathe. Let's get cold. Is this death? Don't think you're gonna die so easily. No, 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 no! Such a fool! In a place like this. Damn it! I'm a hero! I protected this country! I made it prosperous! I made it powerful! What is this? Mm. Don't pretend to be a hero after making so many children cry. Can you hear their cries now? Mm. And they all lived happily ever after. You know, not very funny, is it? After all, you're not getting back anything that was taken from you. Ugh! Well, what are we gonna do now? The burdenness of sadness. You're gonna carry that weight. Oh, I like that. That was a good one. That was a really, really good one. So, excuse me. Excuse me. Um, what does happen now? I think this is a really interesting concept. I like it. So, like, essentially, that fountain will give anything anybody wants. And, filling everybody's belly with food is like great, right? You would have an abundance of anything. You could bring world peace. You could do this. You could do that. It would be quite wonderful. But unfortunately, like I think this is a perfect example, right? People are like, oh, well, now, let's use it for weapons and war. And I think this was a good diversion, right? Like with this guy here, the fact that he was the head honcho, you had 5 shadow clones. One, two, three, four, five. Are those the 5 shadow clones? Like it was them? I mean, the number lines up, and having him as like the war hero too, the one that like everybody kind of looks after, and him being like a monster. Yeah, that makes sense. And then just having the real version in the background. Um, yeah, I think that's good. It's like okay, he's there. He's whatever. He's sort of prominent, but not so prominent that like you look at it too long. You're like, oh, it's clearly that guy. You just think that he's a right hand like this guy is, right? And it's like, oh, yay, this guy, this guy, this guy. And then they go there, and then boom. And I like that this person's wish came from there. It's like, okay, now he's a real person who could go and kill them there. And then he goes and he's like a search of war. Then his tattoos have everything, right? I wonder if he probably got them from his body, right? Yep, just like that. So that's really cool. I like that his tattoo decides to help, and who knows what else he could bring from his body, and like who knows what this eye does, right? Who knows what those waves do, or this, that, or the other. I think that's a really cool concept. And so they're doing this, and now aside from just looking at the butt here, the skull, crossbones here, the snake, really creative ways to go and kill people, right? And then bang, and then as he does that, bang, you remove the bullet, you still bleed red, and it's like okay, from there, any invincible soldier, he knows he could kill them, right? And that is interesting. Um, yeah, I think this is just a really well crafted story.
right? This guy, he's the real person. It's obviously with the Nazi type salutes there that they're doing. Like, oh, okay. Um, and then he just dies while getting poisoned and essentially is he strangled? No, he's just kind of poisoned to death, right? And I was like, okay, he's dead, and then boom, dies a little bit pathetic. Thinks he's a hero, but he's not. And then he just eats an apple in honor of the person. It's like, okay, what does he do now? But it's still acknowledged that even though they got revenge, it's still not going to do anything for like them that already passed. But it is a sort of redemption, right? It's like, okay, you got it to prevent more people from dying, but ultimately the revenge wasn't going to be whatever. But it's still nice to see that this person got it. And I wonder if like this person's eating the memory and is experiencing it, or as they were dying, they could just re-experience everything. It's interesting to see too if like perhaps maybe this apple does get added as his repertoire as he's going, ow wow wow. And then the apple nicely stands on top of him. It's great. It's wonderful. Um, yeah, I like this. I love this as a one shot. I love it as a main story. I think the art is wonderful. The art is sufficiently brutal to be like, oh, but not so over the top. Oh, that's a perfect thumbnail. We're gonna copy that image right now. It's not so unbrutal that it's whatever. Um, and of course, there's all this social commentary that could be done throughout this entire series, including this one shot where it's like, okay, if you have an abundance of resource, eventually someone will try to do whatever and like kill everybody. Well, maybe not kill everybody. Well, yeah, I guess that's the somebody will be greedy and they will kill innocent people for the sake of their own advantage, even if the other people meant to share it with them, right? There's a whole host of social commentary. I do like this little fish though, like him going and saving the fish throughout all of it. You want plop plop, grab the fish and make sure they were safe. I hope he put him in a bigger fish tank though, you know? That doesn't look like the best place to put a fish for very long. Off screen, I hope the fishes are okay. And I do like this particular image here. And it's one of those ones you could just like glance at and then kind of forget. But if you look at all this wonderful detail of the skull here, you see these war helmets here of the people he put to war and he killed. All the innocent people from different professions, different backgrounds, potentially. Like you got farmers, you got soldiers here. This has a site, but again, farmers here, and who knows what else is here in the background with these jackets. And then, look, and it makes sense, right? He's the head leader, he's the brains, he gets everything. He needs somebody a little bit different to rule and be the victorious image for everybody. And if anything else, he could take over. And then, can you hear their cries now? Are they getting visited in the afterlife? I don't know, right? I really don't know. And that is like a very sad image, right? He comes from the lake, and then it's, let's see, comes from the lake, reminds him of this. He sees everything, and then this is a great image. This could be a great background too. Maybe we'll see which is more interesting when I make it. Good story, good one shot, nice and quick. So with all that being said, like, comment, subscribe, and thank you for being born, y'all. Peace out.